Imagine this, it's 1834, you're the head of a family, winter has smothered the land in snow, and you know exactly that you don't have enough food to get everyone through the next days. You play with different ideas, and you realize that the only way out is to feed one less mouth. Even then, it's not for granted that the others will make it. Would you follow the path and leave a family member behind so the others could maybe survive? In many cultures, folklore is meant to entertain, to pass the time, or bring people together. In Japan, many stories are more directly tied to hardship. They are products of long periods of suffering that people were forced to endure. Throughout Japan's long history, communities lived through recurring famines, earthquakes, fires, and disease. Social structures left little room to speak openly about grief, guilt, or injustice, and death was a constant presence. The pain it caused did not simply disappear, it transformed. That is where much of Japanese folklore begins. Before we look at a few examples, it's important to remember that for every story, there are many versions shaped by region, era, and belief. During repeated famines, families were sometimes pushed to the edge of survival. Folklore reflects the fear of having to make impossible choices, especially when resources could no longer support everyone. One such fear appears in stories connected to Yubasut, a term associated with legends of abandoning elderly women in remote places during times of extreme scarcity. While historians debate how widespread this practice truly was, the idea itself reveals a deep cultural anxiety about survival, duty, and guilt. From this fear emerged figures like the Yamaba, the mountain witch, a woman who lives in the wilderness, both terrifying and tragic. In some stories, she devours travelers. In others, she helps lost souls or raises abandoned children. She is not purely a monster. She is hunger, exile, and survival given form. Modern echoes of this figure can be seen in characters like Yubaba from Spirited Away, who carries both cruelty and care within the same body. Across Japan, you will find small stone statues dressed in red bibs and hats. These are just guardians of travelers and children's souls. According to tradition, children who die before their parents are unable to cross the Sanzu River into the afterlife. Instead, the children are said to stack stones along the riverbank to help gain merit for their parents in their own afterlife, only for demons to knock them down again and again. As an act of kindness, travelers build stone towers in front of just to reduce their workload. The value of these stone towers is not only in their ability to gain credit for the afterlife, they are also a form of protection. Once the stone towers are destroyed, the Ikai are free to hunt the children, and this is when Juz hides the children beneath his clothing. He becomes their caretaker in place of their parents. During hard times and poverty, infant death and abandonment were tragic realities. Parents carried grief, and often guilt, for the rest of their lives. Folklore answered that pain not with punishment, but with compassion. These are not horror stories. They are grief made visible. A sign for all those who never got the chance to grow and enjoy the beauty of life. Over time, many of these stories were softened. Elements of Japanese folklore now appear in films and television, such as Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, often reshaped for modern audiences. The fear remains, but the pain is quieter. As long as we remember what these stories stand for, we also remember the lives and suffering that gave birth to them. Japanese folklore is dark because history was hard, because hunger existed, because children were lost, because some struggles were never meant to be won, only endured. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Tell us in the comments what your favorite folklore is.